Hello, my name is Carter from Strategy Lab, and today I'll be teaching you how to update your Strategy Lab website using WordPress and the theme Enfold. So the first thing we're going to want to do is log in. You can do this by visiting the home page of your site and going up to the URL section and adding /wp-admin to the end, pressing enter. This will take you to the login screen. Your username just should be your name, and then you'll know your password. So for me, that's Carter, and I've already got my password in. Now we're on our site, and what we want to do is update a page. So we're going to go to our Pages section over here on the left and find the page we want to update. Now this website is our home page, and as you can see, there are 131 pages. That's quite a few. You won't have that many pages on your site, but if you do need to find it, you can use the search bar up here. In my case, I'm just going to go to a page that I've just made called Example Page. I'm going to click its name. This is going to take us to an editor. Before we get started, I'm going to show you what this example page looks like. To see changes you've made without making those changes live, you can click the button that says Preview Changes. The first thing I want to do is update the banner image, the header background. This here, I'm not particularly happy with how that looks. So to change it, we click this box here. You go and you hover over the color section and click this third box. Now be careful if it's got something inside of it that you're not clicking this one. The box below it, this will take you to edit the header. You want the highest level box here, and you click that. Now we're in the color section editor. We don't need to do much with the layout. We'll go straight to the background. Here we can add a new image or change the settings for the image that's currently there. So we'll insert an image and select an image from our library. We can also upload our own image by dragging and dropping, but for now we're just going to go with one that's already there. So we'll select it. Make sure that you select full size, otherwise the image will be blurry. And then we click Insert. Right now it's set to scroll, which means it will stay still on the page when I move up and down, as you can see. There are other settings like parallax, which means it will move up and down more slowly, making it appear as if it's further away, and also fixed, which makes it stay still while the rest of the page moves. I like parallax. Background image position is to choose which part of the image that the website will focus on when the size changes. On this page, it's set to top left. So as you can see, the top left of the image is what gets focused on as the page changes size. I normally like to have it set to the center, but if you've got something more important that's in the top, bottom, left, or right, you can change that. For background repeat, you normally want to do stretch to fit. That doesn't actually change the image, that doesn't actually stretch the image, it just makes the image the exact size of the screen, which makes it, allows it to show the largest portion of the image at the highest quality. Now that we've updated our background, we can click Save. However, some backgrounds have an overlay that allow them to display text better. Dark overlays are good for displaying light text, and light overlays are good for displaying dark text. This image has no overlay, and the text doesn't show up very well at all. So we're going to go to a tab called Section Background Overlay and enable a tick box. Now we are able to choose the color and opacity of the overlay. So I'm going to choose black and make it 3% or 30% opacity, 0.3. That means that at 1, it will be 100% black, 100% of the color overlay. At 0.1, it'll be barely visible. I want 0.3, which is about 30%. Let's take a look at how the page looks now. Here's the old page. I've clicked Preview. Now, when it updates, we should see that the background has changed to the image we've selected and has a dark tint to it because it has an overlay. And we scroll up and down. As you can see, we've added the parallax, so it moves a little bit independently of the background. You can see the roof of this little shed hiding behind the lower section. Next, we're going to update the page header, which is inside of the color section. To do this, we simply click on it. And then in the heading, we can change the text. That's pretty simple. The heading type, basically, these are simple preset sizes. But if you've got a more specific size, you want it to be larger or smaller than is available, you can go where it says default style, click that, and then you can change it to left, centered, or centered italic. Usually I use centered. Now more options are available, like the size, and also the ability to add a subheading. If we want to add a subheading, that unlocks more options, which includes subheading text and subheading text size. So I might make it 30. And the title, I might want to make it 50 or 60. But I'm not really happy with these colors. So we can go over to Colors, this tab here, and select Custom Color. This allows us to select any color we'd like for the title. This will also color the subtitle. So I'm going to make it white. And now it will show up better on the darker background that we have selected over here. And I'm going to click Save. Now when I preview the page, now the title shows up beautifully. Let's move on to editing text. This is one of the easiest parts of updating your site. All you need to do is scroll to the part of the page with the text you want to edit and click on it. This will open up a text editor, very much like Microsoft Word. You've got all these options here, pretty simple. You can bold, italicize, and all these other things, change the alignment. You can also change the size by going to the bottom. The default size will probably be something around 16 to 18, or whatever was set for the default for your site. Usually that should be good, but if you want it to be bigger or smaller, you can also change this. This will change the size of all of the text in the block. If you want to change the size of individual lines inside your text block, highlight that block and click the drop-down that says paragraph or heading, and select the heading you would like. So heading 1 is the largest. To change the color of text, that's also pretty simple. We select the text block, go to the Colors tab, and click Define Custom Colors. And from there, maybe we want it to be white. I'm happy with that, so if we click Save. We also have an image over here on this side of this grid row. I want to move it over here. To move any element around, simply hover over it, and click and hold on the gray bar above. Then drag it to the part on the page you'd like it to be. When that place is lit up with green, you can release, and it will drop into that section. If you want to change an image out, if it's an image element, you click on it, and then you click Insert Image. Maybe we want this one. Then you select the image size. Normally you want something larger than medium. I'm going to go with Portfolio, which is about 500 by 400 pixels. And it'll look something like this. If you'd like to show a larger image that pops up when clicked, go into the Link Settings tab, click the drop-down, and select Lightbox. Now when the image is clicked on, a larger version of the image will appear on the screen. And you click Save. Before we preview, we'll also talk about changing the background color of grid rows and other sections. So, for example, on this page, there's a gray section and a white section on the background. This gray section, the color can be changed in here by going to this Edit Cell button and clicking it. Then you can select the color here. Maybe we want it to be teal or pink. And then we can click Save. Let's preview our changes. It's not the most beautiful thing in the world, but our changes are being made. See, when we click on this image, a light box opens up with a larger version of it. You can simply click outside of it or press Escape to return to the page. Now let's talk about buttons. To add a button to your page, select the Content Elements tab in the Avia Layout Builder, and then find the button. Click and drag the button down onto the page into the section you'd like it to appear. I want it to show up here, so I'm going to drop it. Now we've got a small button. We can click on it to edit it. The button label is the text that appears on the button. So let's say we want it to be button. Simple name, call it button. It's quite small, so we can choose the button size. Let's go with large. We can also select an icon if you'd like. Maybe I'll select this arrow, and as you can see, now it's there. But we want it to show up on the right, so that it indicates that it's going somewhere. Maybe we want the arrow to only appear when you hover the button. So we click this checkbox, and now when you hover the button, an arrow appears. I like that. We can change the color of the button in the Colors tab. Here we've got a number of default colors, as well as translucent buttons like dark transparent, which give it a dark outline, and that's clear and shows the background color through it. Or we can choose a custom color. The custom color allows us to change the background and also the color of the font. Now we have to select where the button is going to take the user. So if you'd like it to link to a page, select Page, and then simply click on the page you'd like the button to open. If you want it to open a file or another website outside of your own, select Set Manually, then go find the URL of the item that you would like displayed. Maybe I want it to link to a file. If I've got a file on my site that I want the button to link to, I can open up the Media section. I've opened it in a new tab by middle-clicking. When the Media library opens up, it will display all of the files uploaded to your site. Maybe I want that button to open this file, this little image of a quilt. We click Copy Link, right-click, or press Ctrl-C, and copy. Now we go back to our button and paste. We'll get rid of this. We'll paste the link into the button. If we want it to open in a new tab, click Open a New Window. If you want it to open in the same window and navigate away from the page that the user is currently on, leave it in Open in Same Window. I'll make it open in a new window. Let's preview our changes. Now we've got a little button. And when we click the button, it opens up an image of a quill. Normally it would open in a new tab, but since it's a picture, it's opened in a light box. I think that's pretty cool anyway. Thanks so much for watching. If anything was unclear, or you have any further questions, or simply need help with something that I didn't cover in this video, you can contact me at carter@strategylab.ca.